This is Another Man's Nostalgia with John.
I'm like, we're not dating.
Yeah.
You didn't say anything was in concrete.
Exactly.
Does that say something about me?
Chris.
So you're just a normal nerdy guy, because I remember you comparing yourself to
I am
him.
very much like Corey. I embrace it. Very forgettable. I'm okay with that.
And Justin.
It's just so metacore.
Is
Well, there's
metacore the right
nothing
way
really
to say
good.
that, or is it mediocre? Are there two different ways to say that?
Mediocre.
Okay, well, we all learned something.
Right, metacore is a
We all
real
learned
word.
something today.
Where's
really
the way
did.
I pronounce it? I'm telling you, this is a real word.
Because it
Okay.
doesn't exist.
The episode starts now.
How's it going, guys? Welcome to Another Man's Nostalgia, where we revisit everyone's favorite shows, movies, and games from the mid-90s to the mid-2000s.
How's it going, guys?
Alright, it's going good. I'm starting off work again, and it's
Very
going
nice.
great.
How does it feel to go back?
It sucks, you know? Like,
Got
I
used to it?
enjoyed my time off, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh boy.
But I'm glad.
Just-
I'm glad to be working again. It's good.
Yeah. Justin got a new share, and he was really excited to show us.
I mean, okay, hey. So Justin's gonna show us a chair, and we're not gonna be able to see it because you can't see Justin. So, do we have any nostalgia news this week? Any nostalgia
Ooh.
news?
HBO Max came out.
Yeah.
The what?
The HBO Max thing came out.
Yeah. So, and Friends is on it.
Friends is on it. Very relevant.
I started watching HBO Max. I got it. I actually got
Did
it
you?
for free because of my internet through AT&T and stuff. It's cool.
Are you
They
guys?
have all the Harry Potter movies on there.
I heard that.
That was
I
a
heard they got all the Harry
surprise.
Potter movies. Yeah.
There's some Cartoon Network stuff, but a lot of the stuff they promised is not on there yet. So some
mean-
people are kind of mad about that, but I like the service. The only thing I don't like is it doesn't stream in 4K yet, which kind of sucks.
Oh, fancy person over
I
here
wouldn't
has,
even- yeah.
has a 4K TV over here.
I know, it sucks. I don't want to watch TV like poor people. I don't pay that much to do that. Okay?
Stupid HD.
Yeah.
It's not crystal clear.
That's right. I don't want to be able to see a pixel anywhere.
That is the probably the most first world problem that I've ever heard.
My streaming service doesn't have 4K yet.
Where's my HDR? Why don't I have Dolby Atmos on this?
over here.
I can't listen to
God.
anything that's not surround sound 7.1.
I got HBO Max for free, and I can't even.
Watch it 4K.
But in all seriousness, the Snyder Cut. Did we talk about the Snyder Cut last week?
No, we didn't.
I don't think
That's
we
a
did.
big deal.
I'll explain it a little bit.
do.
Because this is going to come to HBO Max next year. So a lot of people on the Twitter, as they call it, have been wanting to see.
they? Do they call it the Twitter?
I assume so.
Okay.
There's been a
I think you're
hashtag
wrong.
release the Snyder Cut, which is the cut of the movie that Zack Snyder made before before Joss Whedon got on. Joss Whedon was brought on because Snyder stepped down because his daughter committed suicide. So it
I
wasn't.
thought she just got sick. She
No,
committed suicide.
I believe
Oh
she
my
committed
Yeah.
suicide. Yes.
She committed suicide. It's terrible.
Wow.
And so he had to step down. So it wasn't because Warner Brothers didn't like his movie. Like, this was a hugely, big thing. Because I know some people didn't like a lot of Snyder's stuff, but he made decent DC movies.
I don't know. I don't know.
Decent. Justice League was bad.
Well,
I didn't.
yeah.
I didn't like Man of Steel. I did not like Batman v Superman. I don't know why people think this is going to be good. Like, it was going downhill, and I don't think it's necessarily his fault. I think that a lot of it was like DC interference and stuff, like wanting to have a Avengers type movie and rushing it. That's what they did.
See, I like
Yeah.
Batman
Crap
vs.
out of
Superman better
Yeah.
than Justice League. I think it's a
Yeah,
better
I do
movie.
too.
I don't think it's bad.
But
I don't think it's
Man
good,
of
I'm
Steel,
sorry.
Batman v Superman, Justice League. It was going downhill. I don't know why people think this is going to be this is the perfect movie to come out. I don't think it's going to be very good.
No, but
we'll see.
what they're talking about is they got a couple of options because apparently it was 4 hours, the original cut. You know,
Like every great movie is 4 hours.
Yeah.
No,
So what they're going to do is they either going to release the movie, the full version,
yeah.
or they're going to cut it into a miniseries. I think they'll do a miniseries because if they do it in chunks, then you have to subscribe.
I don't mind that. I don't mind a miniseries. I can deal with that.
It's going to be interesting.
It is gonna be
Yeah.
interesting. It really is. I'm trying to think of anything else.
For all you Airbender fans, Avatar: The Last Airbender is now on Netflix. So if you want to go watch it, you can. It's pretty cool.
I was super surprised about that. I'm sure there was an announcement that came,
Yeah.
but I was surprised.
Well, they're doing that
just-
live
I just
action
popped on
one at some
Netflix
point.
and it was like the #1 trending thing.
Show. Yeah.
Yeah, and people were like, "Yeah, Netflix had to do something. They just pulled this out of their ass."
What have we watched
Okay,
this week?
so this week we watched Friends. Play the amazing theme song.
I don't know what that is. Can someone play it for me?
No one told you life was gonna be this way. Your job's a joke, you broke, your love life's the old way. It's like you're always stuck in second gear. When it hasn't been your day, week, your month, even your year. But I'll be there for you when the rain starts to pour. I'll be there for you like I've been there before. I'll be there for you, so there for you
Man, the theme is really good though.
It
It's
is.
great.
I know the whole theme song. I think I said this last time, but I know the whole theme song. Like,
Yeah.
there's more to it.
Right.
Just like a Fresh Prince Bel-Air. Like, there's
yeah.
more to his theme song.
There's
Yeah.
a second verse. Yeah.
There's a second verse.
Yeah. Every time it's one of those. It's like I feel like there's some shows that you just can't skip the theme, the intro, and Friends is one of them. Like you just gotta watch it. You know, some of them you gotta-
Because it always changes. I'm sure Justin did skip the end.
No, it's short. It's catchy. I like it.
they showed new scenes like every 3 or 4 episodes. It's
Yeah,
pretty interesting.
and
yeah.
it's pretty cool. I like it. And
Yeah.
then I like, just because I've seen it so many times and I know the episodes, I like watching it. I'm like, oh, I remember that episode. I know exactly what scene that is.
That's sad.
Right. Of course. Did you bring your book, John?
Where's the book?
No,
It's okay.
You're in your house.
I can find it real fast if you
No,
guys
it's
want
fine.
me to.
No, we're good.
I actually know exactly where it is.
It's okay. You didn't even use it.
It's under his pillow. He kisses it every night.
It's under.
He kisses every one of the characters. Good night, Joey.
I just
Good
turned
night,
to their
Rachel.
page.
Good night, Chandler.
I spend just a little bit more time on Rachel's.
All right. Now you made it weird.
So yeah, what it meant to us, Justin.
I watched this a lot. Yeah. I don't know if I didn't watch it when it came out, but the reruns are constantly on 33. So, I mean,
Yeah.
that's where I watched it.
33 is CW for us.
Yeah, WB back then.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, so, I mean, I never really watched... I didn't know what seasons I was watching. I just kind of watched. This is the first time I'm watching it, like, in order. Because if I watch it on the streaming service, I usually just pick an episode. Like, just a
Right.
random one I like or something.
Yeah, I don't think I watched this till college. My sister was really into this show. She was around that age that really got into this, but I never really did until college, and I think I watched the whole series, and yeah, really enjoyed it.
So, I watched 5 episodes a day, and this is how it happened. So it came out at 7,
Okay.
and I would watch it when I was at 7 o'clock, right before school. I would watch an episode,
Okay.
and then
AM?
and yeah.
How old were you?
So then,
Oh, yay! I
I
got
don't
my
even
bowl of
remember.
Cheerios and my friends.
dude, I watched it every single day before school started. So I watched it every single day before school started. It came on. I can't remember if it came on at 4 or 5, and it aired for an hour. So it was 2 episodes.
kind
So I
of
watched
fan
2
are you?
episodes there, and then it came on again at 9, from 9 to 10, and I watched 2 episodes there. So again, I watched 5 episodes a day, and they weren't all new episodes. Like, some of them were like the same one that they played at like 7 was
You
the same
rewatched.
one they played at like 9.
Gosh.
And I watched it again.
I don't think you
Dude,
told
I
that
love
story last time.
love this.
That's
I
really
love
funny.
this show.
That's
it was
funny.
amazing.
Obviously.
Justin's giving you a little bit of a dirty look.
It's weird, man.
Judgmental.
I am judging.
Okay.
And this was like middle school. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't like like I was watching like in elementary school, like before like second grade. I was watching Friends. We didn't watch all the episodes. There were some that I took out. So I took out episode 5, which is the one with 5 steaks and eggplant.
Good, I hate eggplant.
No.
Sounds dirty.
I took out that one. I took out episode 9, which is the one with Phoebe's dad. I didn't really feel like it was like that big of a deal. I took out the one with the lesbian wedding. I didn't feel like that was like really dire to the story.
Yeah, you know they're together, so
Yeah.
yeah.
I took out episode 20, which was the Old Yeller episode. Phoebe just
Forget it doesn't know how it ends.
Phoebe doesn't know how Old Yeller ends, and she finds out, and that's pretty much the whole story. And then I took out episode 21 with the bullies.
Yeah.
So when Chandler and
Loses
Ross
hats.
get bullied for the couch,
It's a fantastic.
he takes Chandler's hat.
Yeah, and that's a really good Chandler episode.
Yeah, but it didn't involve the story, so I was just
yeah.
trying to find things that were like classic episodes and episodes that that were dire to like the main story.
Yeah.
And in this season, Ross and Rachel, they got together,
Get together.
and you had just a couple of like guest stars.
Mm-hmm.
You had
Probably the biggest name, female-wise, of the 90s, Julia Roberts.
Julia Roberts took. So Julia Roberts' episode was funny because that's the episode where the woman convinces Chandler to wear women's underwear,
Right.
and then takes his clothes because he pantsed her in the 4th grade.
I do have a fun fact about that episode, but Justin, you gotta do a fun fact theme.
I don't
Okay.
have a lot of fun facts this season
I'll
because
help you out this
we did a lot like last season.
I'm pretty sure I did the theme
But-
last time.
It
I'm going to assume so.
Yeah, probably so.
So I'm just gonna go.
Fun
Fun facts theme, friends. There you go.
Gosh, you're getting bad.
I know. I should take over this. Like, just let me.
You do it
It
next
should
week,
be a
John.
vote. It should be a vote, and I should be able
Do
to
I
take
finally
over.
get off of this? Great.
I vote
take it
for
out.
myself.
So, do you know the fun
One
fact
less thing I
about,
gotta do.
about Julia Roberts?
She's
with the-
really
with
good
the-
looking.
with-
She's really good looking in the 90s.
She was dating Matthew. What's his name? Matthew Perry during this time. That's why she was on the show. So her and the guy who played Chandler were dating in real life.
Yeah. So he might have actually wore women's underwear and
You never
convinced
know.
him like after this episode, like, oh, this sounds hot.
Or if he gave her some cocaine.
Ooh, dark.
So you also had Tom Selleck.
yes.
Selleck? Tom Selleck, yeah, which plays Richard
Yeah.
in the series.
Yeah.
Like he's in a lot of the seasons. He's a very big reoccurring.
That was such a weird character.
It
So
is
okay, hey,
weird.
I have a question. Is he like really good looking?
I think he's. I mean, I think he was. I think everybody kind of saw him like that back then.
Okay,
I don't think
my
his
mom
look really-
is crazy
handsome
over
guy.
this dude.
He's
my mom
handsome.
is crazy over him.
I think his look is very dated, but I think that
He's
for
a
the
pretty
time,
handsome
I think-
dude.
Yeah. Killer mustache.
Very
Yeah.
good. That's like top tier mustache right there.
Yeah.
Let's split it up. Let's do the first part. There's 3 parts. There's before Rachel, there's Rachel's mad at Ross, and there's Rachel and Ross together.
I like it.
Rachel and
So-
Ross banging.
So let's do Ross and Julie first. So
Okay.
the first 5 or 7, 5 to 6, 1 through 6, I believe. I think she like confesses to him in 7 or 8 or something.
Yeah, yeah. In 7, Rachel calls Ross drunk.
I think this is I think this is like an example that Jennifer Aniston's an actually very, very good actress. Like she's not a very good actress. She's a very funny actress. Like she can play the comedic role really well. And I think
Yeah.
she really nails it in this first half when she's like pissed off all the time. And when she's drunk, that whole scene is just so funny.
Her and
When-
Michael.
When
Yeah,
she's
when-
asking for the dude's cell phone.
Yeah, when she finds out they're getting a cat, and she freaks out, and she has really good comedic timing, and
So-
it really shows in this part.
So in that first half, the only one we skipped was 5. The first one was we find Julie, and Julie comes into the picture from Ross was in China. Do you guys see what Ross sees in Julie?
They didn't really develop her character very well.
No.
She was pretty bland.
She's
Yeah,
very
she was very
bland.
bland. Yeah,
But he just saw her as this amazing, like, god.
I wish they put her into the group a little more.
yeah,
And
yeah.
maybe she got an episode or two. Because I wish they did more with Monica and Julie. Like, kind of go off a little bit more.
I do like their storyline where Rachel finds out that Monica and Julie are hanging
Probably
out.
one of the funniest. I would say it's the top 3 funniest moments of the season.
In the
Because they
season?
talk to each other like a married couple, and it's hilarious.
It's pretty great.
And then one thing led to another, and before I knew it, we were shopping. Oh my God. Honey, wait, we only did it once. It didn't mean anything to me.
Yeah, right.
Really?
Sure.
Rachel, I was thinking of you the whole time.
So you also in these kind of episodes you had the breast milk one where Ross can't
That
drink
was
the breast milk.
hilarious.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Have you guys ever tried breast milk before?
Never had the opportunity, nor do I want to.
I have.
Okay?
What?
Whose?
It was so. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Hey, that's weird.
One of my friends in college, she got pregnant in college and she had a baby. So I used to hang out with her all the time, and I mean I kind of stopped hanging out with her once she had the baby because she was just super busy all the time.
Right.
But she watched Friends, and just one random day she was like, "Hey, have you ever tried breast milk like on Friends?" I was like, "No." And she goes, "I dare you to." So I had to try her breast milk. It was weird.
Cantaloupe juice?
The cantaloupe juice, yeah.
That was such an underrated, just like deadpan line. That
Yeah.
was so they all just look at her.
So yeah, you had that one. The one where Heckles dies. Now this
Yeah.
was a very emotional episode.
Yeah, it's sad.
It was sad. I always find this is one of the most emotional episodes of the whole entire series.
I'm gonna disagree with you a little bit here.
Okay, why?
I thought it was a little forced.
Interesting.
Did
Why?
we see Heckle
Like you
last?
gotta give a reason.
Did we see him last season?
I think
Yeah.
once,
Yeah,
twice.
you saw him
Well,
last.
see,
you saw-
this is my problem.
See, he was a recurring episode or recurring character the first season, but I think we kind of skipped some of the episodes that he was in.
Yeah.
That might be the issue because I don't remember him very well. I thought it was
Yeah.
oh maybe I saw him once or twice. It didn't. It felt like it was just a thing for Chandler to feel like he's not going to be lonely.
So the first season, Heckles would come in just randomly. I think he like appeared like 7, maybe 8 times in the first season. And he would just say like a one-liner. He would be like, you guys need to keep it down. And they're like, we are keeping it down. He's like, you're disturbing like my dogs or something like that.
And then it was, yeah, and then it
Or
would
my
say,
birds. You don't have any
yeah.
birds. Well,
I could have
good.
birds.
I could have birds.
But see,
What do you mean?
But he
guess-
comes in and he says that like a couple times.
Yeah.
I guess my problem with it is not that it wasn't done well. Like I have no problem with the episode itself. Besides, it needed to be set up better
Okay.
beforehand.
I think I fall in between. I think I see part of the point of it, but I also I don't think it's that emotional, but I do see it. I do think it packs a little bit of a punch because it is sad. So
Okay.
I don't know. I just
yeah.
So the next episode we watched was it the
Phoebe's
baby on the
husband.
bus?
It's Phoebe's husband.
Oh, Phoebe's husband. Sorry.
Yeah.
This one was like an okay episode. I know it was like a famous episode because of just like what was going on with like Phoebe, and yeah, it was okay. It was an okay episode. And then you have we skipped the eggplant one, and then you had the one with the baby on the bus.
Yeah,
Did we watch that episode?
we did.
Okay, I know I watched like all of them.
This
First
is pretty
smelly
funny.
cat thing, right?
Is this also Smelly Cat?
Is this the first time she played
No.
Smelly Cat?
No,
last year
I-
too.
maybe I don't
remember
know.
that last season.
But this is the one where Joey and Chandler switch Ross's baby on the bus because they're trying to go after two girls that are on the bus.
They leave. They don't switch him. They leave him on the bus,
They leave him on the bus. I'm sorry.
and then they almost mix him up with another kid. Which those babies did not look anything like the actual actor baby.
It's true.
They were like smaller, and I get they were trying to make it seem like they were the same, but I'm like, okay, that kid has hair, blonde hair. Those babies are not even 6 months, and Ben
Right.
is at least like 7 or 8 months there.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah,
He's a big boy. I'm like, okay. I just thought it was funny.
yeah.
Right.
So then next episode, Ross finds out.
Really good one. Really good one.
Yeah, Rachel calls him drunk, and it's just hilarious.
Is this where Monica and Chandler are working out too?
I think so.
Yes.
I think so.
That was the funniest. Besides Rachel drunk, that was also one of the funniest parts of the season for me.
It might be one of the first times they really start diving into Monica's character more, and they give her more of like a intense character, because I don't think they've done that much in the past. And
We just know
it's-
she's a neat freak.
right.
Yeah.
And it's pretty great.
It was very hilarious. Like when they were fighting out on the sidewalk,
Yeah.
smacks him down.
Yeah.
I just thought it was funny how he got her to like stop working out. He was like, "Oh, you don't have a boyfriend. Like you just have so much time on your hands," and she's like, gets like super depressed.
Oh, that's pretty messed up. Oh my gosh. And the next episode is the one with the list, which is another classic, where Ross makes a list picking between Julie and Rachel.
The most dated thing is on this episode is where Chandler gets his computer and he's like saying all the specs on it.
Oh yeah. I'll put that clip in because it is very dated. It's like,
All right, check out this bad boy. 12 megabytes of RAM, 500 megabyte hard drive, built-in spreadsheet capabilities, and a modem that transmits at over 28,000 BPS.
Wow. What are you going to use it for?
Games and stuff.
So yeah, you had the list. Ross breaks up with Julie in this episode,
Yeah.
and Rachel finds this list that Ross was trying to make to try to decide if he should pick Julie.
And they
or
keep
Rachel.
teasing us.
yeah.
They keep teasing us. I know they
Oh,
gotta
boy.
end up together. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you feel like that? I know this is messed up. Like I understand it's messed. Do you feel like she overreacted just a little bit? Because I feel like she overreacted a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit of both. I mean, I think yes, she overreacted in the sense of like she didn't really give him a chance to explain, you know.
Yeah.
And she didn't like the whole just Rachel thing because it was misspelled. But I mean, like I think she would have like thought about it. And then like the radio thing afterwards when that was really funny though, the radio scene when he writes a song to her and then the lady comes out.
And I wait without you.
We've just gotten a call from Rachel, and she told us what Ross did. It's pretty appalling, and Ross, if you're listening, I don't want to play your song anymore.
But no, I mean I think she overreacted a little bit, but he also shouldn't have made a list. So,
No,
Keep that in
You
your
shouldn't
head,
have made a
man.
list.
Yeah, exactly.
That's for your head, not for the paper.
So, they don't end up together there.
No.
We skip Phoebe's dad.
Oh, you missed the
Phoebe-
one. You missed the one with Russ. Oh, I'm sorry. You didn't miss it. Sorry.
No, I didn't.
I thought you jumped.
Yeah, we skipped the one with Phoebe's dad. Phoebe finds her real dad at her grandmother's funeral.
Does he ever come back? I don't think he does.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't ever reoccur.
Weird.
I know it's weird. And now, so Russ is a very classic one. The one with Russ. So Rachel's trying to get over Ross, and she dates this guy named Russ. And Justin, you want to tell us what Russ is?
Russ is Ross.
Ross.
Played by David Schwimmer again, but pretty great. And like their interaction, Russ and Ross's interaction is hilarious.
Yeah. So Rachel dates Russ. Russ is a I don't even know how to even say his actual job, but he has a lot in common with Ross, and they act very similar to each other. But it's just super funny. Like, I don't know what they put on him, like a prosthetic or something, like to kind of change his face a little bit, because his face is just a little different as Russ. But it's just hilarious, the interactions with Ross and Russ.
Yeah, it's really great.
We skipped the lesbian wedding.
Yeah.
So now we're on a two-parter, and this is the one as Super Bowl Part 1 and Super Bowl Part 2, and this is where Ross finds the monkey.
Yes.
This is also the one where Rachel is singing bad songs to children.
Phoebe.
That's
Or Phoebe. Yeah,
Yeah.
Phoebe is singing
It
bad
is
songs to children.
hilarious.
It's really great.
Today, we're gonna start with some songs about barnyard animals. Oh, the cow in the meadow goes moo. Oh, the cow in the meadow goes moo. Then the farmer hits him on the head and grinds him up, and that's how we get hamburgers.
Yeah, pretty fantastic. Oh, one thing you did miss, John, because it does tie into this one, is that in the Russ episode is also where Joey gets the part of Dr. Draker Moray
Yes.
on Days of Our Lives.
He does get that.
In this episode, he's dating a clingy girl who actually thinks he's Dr. Draker Moray.
That is one of the funniest things in this season.
She thinks the TV show is real.
Yeah.
It's not even that she thinks he's that. She literally thinks that's a live feed.
Yep. Yep.
Because when she
Of-
comes
of
to
a
his
hospital,
apartment, when
yeah.
everybody's there, when they're watching the show, she's like, "How'd you get here so fast? I just saw you.
I just saw you in Salem.
How are you? How are you here?"
She was like kissing Denzel Denzel in the doctor's lounge.
She walks in. She's like, "Where is she?"
No, okay, I have a story. So, that episode where Joey's
Did
getting
somebody like
water
her?
thrown in his face,
Uh-huh.
and they're like just being ridiculous.
Uh-huh.
And Chandler says, "And you left the toilet seat up, you bastard!" And he like
Yeah.
throws it. So that's the first time I ever learned. I heard the word bastard, and I didn't know what it meant.
Right.
I didn't know it was a cuss word. I didn't know what it was. So I remember me and my brother were fighting over this toy,
Here we go.
and I tried to get it from him, and he took it from me, and I said, "You bastard!" And my mom goes, "What did you say?" And I said, "I called him a bastard." And she washed my mouth with soap. I did not know I was saying a cuss word.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's really good. Okay, you know, we talked about Tom Selleck and trying to figure out if people think he's attractive. Jean-Claude Van Damme. I don't know anything about him really, but what was the deal with the girls going after him?
Well,
he was like 50
a
years old.
You know, those martial art movies and
Yeah.
stuff. It's a pretty big deal.
There was
Yes.
a lot of
In the
famous. There was a lot of famous people that were casted into the show.
Yeah, especially this episode. This episode aired right after the Super Bowl, and I'm looking at it right now. It got 52 million views. It's crazy.
That episode?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I mean, this show in general averaged like 30. So I mean, yeah.
I mean, that's
it's
still
just
a lot.
It's just different than it was back then. But anyways, yeah, I don't really like the Marcel storyline. I mean, it was okay.
I don't really like it either.
Apparently,
Yeah.
David
Like any of
Schwimmer
the
hated that
episodes with it.
monkey in real life.
Yeah, I heard that too. I did like the part though where he's talking to that zoo janitor. He's being all suspicious and weird. He's like, "How much you gonna give me for the information?" He's like,
You
"You
just
just
told
told
me
me it."
Were you trying to bribe him?
Yeah.
He goes all the way
After
to the
saying
top.
everything? Yeah, it is funny.
Yeah.
One of my funniest things is at the very end of the first one, where Joey has a part in the movie, and they're like, "Can't you see here? This man is dying," and he's like,
That's pretty good.
and then he kept messing up. So at the very end, they're like, "Can't you see here? This man is dead," and they had to cover him up.
That's pretty great. So then we talked about Julia Roberts' part. The next episode is the prom video, which we need to
Fat
probably
Monica.
talk about. Fat Monica's first appearance. Big nose
Yeah.
Rachel also.
I like
This
Chandler's
is when
get
they.
up.
This is the lobster. This is like the famous
The lobster
thing
scene,
that
yeah.
everyone says that your significant other is your lobster.
Yeah. This
Carmen,
was
is Carmen your lobster? Chris?
she's my lobster.
Carmen.
Yeah.
She's your
Don't hate
lobster.
This episode probably is, to me, the most heartfelt episode of the series. I think it was really well written, really deep and powerful, and really good way for them to get together, I thought.
Yeah.
Because it was funny, but it was also really sad, and then they get together.
Definitely the best episode. I agree.
Yeah.
Is this? I can't remember, but I think this is the episode with the bracelet too. The side.
Yes, it is. It is.
This is this the episode? Okay, the friendship bracelet.
Yep.
All right. So yeah. So so to kind of secure their friendship, Joey gets Chandler a friendship bracelet, and it apparently repels women. So I don't know if that's just like made people like think you were gay in the 90s when you wore bracelets. I don't know, but
That's what the description here says on Wikipedia. Yeah, Chandler thinks it makes him look gay.
yeah.
So there you go.
Which
Yeah.
I think it's also funny that in the recurring episodes, people think that Chandler is gay.
Yeah, it's a really good ongoing joke. Yeah. I think there's not very many things that I laugh out loud at anymore because I've seen this so many times. But something I always laugh out loud at is when that girl sees the bracelet and walks away, and he's like,
I know what you're thinking. Dave Thomas, founder of Wendy's.
I'm Gail.
Chandler.
I really have to be somewhere, but it was nice meeting you.
Matthew Perry's physical comedy is so great throughout this entire show. I think he's
is.
probably the funniest out of all 6 of them, personally.
Easily.
I know. Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, I don't think so.
No, I like Joey. Joey.
I mean, Joey gets better later, I guess. In this season, I don't think so. Not yet. It takes a little
Okay.
longer. He has to get a little stupider. The video, obviously, Rachel's boyfriend doesn't show up, so Ross dresses up to take her, and then right when he comes down the stairs, she's leaving with her boyfriend, and then in the real life, she goes and kisses him. But yeah, the first Fat Monica episode. Yeah, it's just a really solid episode. I think it's one of the best of the series, honestly.
It's definitely one of the most emotional because you just see how hurt Ross is. Like you could just see it in his face. Like it was a really good acted episode.
Yeah,
how Ross was so hurt about everything that happened, and then Rachel sees that and kisses him. And now they're together. They're lobsters.
With the little claws.
With the little claws.
I will say this, though. I don't like them together yet. This season, something happens with Rachel where she's not as funny when they get together. I don't know if it's because she's like, they're trying to make like all
It's
ooey
because
gooey, but
she's taken. I don't like her that much when she's taken.
maybe that's it. She's just not as funny when they're together. And
I like the
I'm glad
chase.
I'm glad they didn't last very long in this season because.
So the next one is the one where Ross and Rachel, do it.
Yep.
And
first episode, Tom Selleck.
yeah, this is the one where Richard comes into the picture, and I mean, I like his storyline.
Richard.
I think it's just entertaining that how he's like her dad's best friend.
That's pretty great. That whole episode when they're like at the party together, and like the dad's making jokes about how he wants a piece of her, and Ross like, no, dad. And then like when he's holding that bat, and Ross is over there, grabs it, and walks away. Ross in that episode is really great. Sorry.
No one knows that they're going out,
Yeah.
and so she's a Twinkie in the city. No one knows that that Monica and Richard are going out at this party, and her dad finds out that Richard's dating like a 20-year-old, and he's like,
Look, I know what you're going through. When I turned 50, I got the Porsche. You got your own little speedster.
Guys, seriously, it is not like that.
Tell you what, maybe one of these weekends you can borrow the car, and I could...
Dad, I beg you not to finish that sentence.
it's just a funny story. I like it. I enjoy it a lot. I just like how all the girls were like, is Richard like attractive? They're like, oh my god, yes.
Yeah, right.
They're telling like all these like stories.
He's a handsome dude.
He's a good-looking guy.
He is a good-looking guy. All right, so the next one is
The one where Joey moves out.
the one where Joey moves out. Because he's making a little bit more money. He's on Days of Our Lives.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Very sad.
it is a very sad episode. And then this is the one where Eddie. I think you see Eddie at the very end of this episode. I can't remember.
Yeah, you do. I think so.
So Eddie, I'm gonna tell you right now, is one of my favorite people in like the whole series. He's just so fucking ridiculous. Like I love it.
I think
But-
he's very funny, but I don't like how he's not crazy until the episode when he won't go. Like before that, he's like pretty normal. He's boring, but he's just there. But I mean, you're right. The episode where he's crazy is
He flips out is awesome. It's my favorite episode of the season.
oh man.
So yeah, you had that, and then you had the one where Eddie moves in, into Joey's old room.
Yep.
So nothing really happens in that episode. He just moves in. Joey's kind of sad
Yeah.
that he moved in.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever had a crazy roommate? I know not crazy like this, but you ever had a crazy roommate?
Yes.
Yes. Justin, you take the cake, so you go last. Let me go first, so mine sounds better. So, my freshman roommate, Potluck, didn't know him. He was like really nerdy, and he would do raps, and like
Yeah.
he would record himself rapping, and then he'd play them for me, and they were really depressing and sad. And he would just like look at me as he was playing them, like, isn't this good? But they're like really depressing. And like sometimes I would come home and I would open the door, and he'd get really pissed off because I opened the door while he was rapping. I was like, we're in a dorm room. Like, I can't go anywhere else. Like, this is where I go.
Not even suicide could fix the way I slide into nothingness. My mind gets forgetful, so I hide. When I realize the tide comes the same time, different woman, same lines. Hey boy, it's no, simply so. But I think you'll find a girl if you show humanity, not prose. But that's not the way I know. I got cons, but I still got them pros.
Yeah.
So that was my crazy. Justin, you talk about yours because yours was a treat.
So my senior year, my normal roommate left. He had graduated, so I had to stay another essentially another semester. So I got potlucked in my apartments, and it's usually only college kids get into this.
Yeah.
He was not a college kid. This guy was mid-30s, easily, on disability. And here's why I don't feel bad for him. Because this guy was perfectly capable of taking care of himself, and he did not. I couldn't eat at that place. He took my food. He left his porn out.
His porn? Is that what you said?
Yes, and this was 2013. You know, internet porn was available. He had DVDs. And I can remember the type he liked because it just burned in my brain. He liked big fat moms.
What would you have done if you would have like found him on like a cover of one of the porn DVDs?
I might have and just not have noticed.
This dude was super into heavy metal, and every single night he would sing heavy metal. But it was like, rock, 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 rock. That's all I heard through his door. And I would hear it every night for 2 hours. And I would always have people, because I would bang on his door to like stop. But he would always have headphones on, I guess, and you would never hear me. So
what's the point of headphones?
I don't know. But I had that, and I had people coming over to my apartment complaining from like neighbors. They're like, what? They don't know what the sound is. They're like, what is going on? What is that? And I go, it's my roommate. He's singing. And they had to like, 90% of them did not believe me. So I would have to bring them into the apartment and bring them to the door so they could hear him singing.
Incredible.
And I was like, you can bang all you want to, but he's not going to hear you.
Yeah. That's really funny.
Yeah.
So, yeah. The Eddie one's a great episode. I can put like a montage of this clip.
All right, I got a funny one. All right, my last girlfriend Tilly, okay, we're eating breakfast, right? And I made all these pancakes. There was like 50 pancakes, right? And all of a sudden she turns to me, all right? And she says, Eddie. I say, yeah. She says, Eddie, I don't want to see you anymore. And it was literally like she had reached into my chest, ripped out my heart, and smeared it all over my life, you know? And then it was like this incredible abyss, you know, and I'm falling, and I keep falling, and I don't think I'm ever going to stop. That wasn't such a funny story, was it?
Eddie, I didn't sleep with your ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, that's very interesting, you know, because that's exactly what someone who slept with her would say.
This is nuts. This is crazy. She came over for like 2 minutes, dropped off the fish tank, and left. End of story.
Where's Buddy?
Buddy?
My fish, Buddy.
There was no fish when she dropped it off. It was...
Oh, this is unbelievable. I mean, first you sleep with my ex-girlfriend, then you insult my intelligence by lying about it, and then you kill my fish, my buddy.
Ding dong, the psycho's gone.
Are you sure this time?
Yes, I actually saw him leave. I mean, that guy is standing in the window holding a human head. He is standing in the window holding a human head!
Check it out, man. I tore off some mannequin in the alley behind Macy's.
There is no alley behind Macy's.
So I got it in the junior miss department, big diff. Anyway, check it out, man. It's gonna make a hell of a conversation piece at our next cocktail party, huh, pal?
Our next cocktail party?
Yeah, you know. Put chips in it. We'll make it like a chip check, you know.
Eddie, do you remember yesterday?
Yes, I think I vaguely recall it.
Do you remember talking to me yesterday?
Yes.
So what happened?
We took a road trip to Las Vegas, man.
Oh, sweet Moses.
So on this road trip, did you guys win any money?
Nah, I crapped out. But Mr. 21 over here, he cleans up $300. Check it out. He buys me these new shoes. Sweet, huh?
Nice.
Yeah. Well, see you upstairs. See you, pals.
Funniest thing is when Chandler finds out about the goldfish cracker fish. Like I say that quote all the time. Like it's my favorite. It's one of my favorite quotes.
Why are you smiling?
I got a little surprise. Look, that's a new fishy. I named him Chandler. You know, after you.
Well, that's not even a real fish. No, that's a goldfish cracker.
So what's your point, man?
I love the way they get him out. They just act like he never moved in, and Joey was in it the whole time, and he's like...
No, he moved out, and I moved in.
Well, I think we'd remember something like that.
I know I would.
No, that's a good point. Okay, well, I guess I got the wrong apartment then. I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry.
Hey, no problem.
See ya.
All right. So, yeah, the old Yeller one, which we didn't watch.
Yeah.
We didn't watch the Bullies one.
Yeah.
The one with two parties.
Uh-huh.
So we did. This was another classic one.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel's parents they have to do a double surprise party for both parents.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought this was a funny episode.
It is. It's pretty good.
Just them going
Rachel's
back and
dad's a really good character. He's kind of underrated, I think.
Yeah, the chickenpox one with Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen's in this one.
Playing
I'm
someone
sure
a
he
normal
gave
guy.
plenty of other people something that's not chickenpox.
Damn.
Some dark jokes today.
So Charlie Sheen's character and Phoebe are dating, and they catch chickenpox.
Yeah.
I just find it funny how they're rubbing against each other, and they have the mittens on.
It's pretty great.
And then the last one was Barry and Mindy.
Wedding.
Yep.
Barry and Mindy's wedding. Yeah.
And this is where Janice comes back again because it's a mystery woman that.
Oh my God.
The fact that they bring back Janice and Richard a lot is really funny for this, just because it's so great.
It's like ridiculous characters, yeah.
Yeah.
Janice is one of my favorites, though. She really is.
She's really good.
I like it when she starts dating Ross. I think that's a really funny
that's a really good one.
Spoilers.
And then Richard and Monica break up at the end because he doesn't want kids. So
I feel like that's something you talk about like way in the beginning.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially if he's 20 years older, you think he'd be like, "Hey,
just so you know, I don't want
any kids."
Yeah.
Especially with someone way that younger than you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kind of pissed me off. I'm like,
okay, so let's go over plot. Let's go over the plot.
There was a lot more, like I said, arc to it. Like I said, you can sit into 3 parts.
Mm-hmm.
Julie, Rachel and Ross. Rachel's mad at Ross. Rachel and Ross. Personally, I like the first half of the season better than the second half. I thought the first half was a lot stronger.
Yeah.
The story-wise,
did you just like the story?
Yeah, I like Ross and Rachel not being together. I think you made the point that they're better when they're not together because it's funnier.
It was funny her sabotaging, like trying to sabotage Ross's relationship with her.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
You conniving bitch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go
or like yeah, no, they totally like it when they beg for sex and you just say no. Girls totally like that.
I'll tell you that whole moment when they're outside the door, like, and it's like really tense. I'm like, oh man.
Oh,
like,
where
he's trying to kiss him.
Rachel's telling Ross how to do it with.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite scenes because the tension just gets thrown out the window when he just leaves in because you really think they're gonna kiss.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. I'm gonna say plot. I wish I could go 4.5, but I'm gonna go 5 out of 5.
Nice. Cool. So I think this show, and maybe only the other show I can think of, is The Office, where there is such a incredible improvement between season 1 and season 2. Like, I feel like this season was so much better than season 1, and this season is more of like what it becomes like later on.
This is definitely more frenzy.
Yeah, so I thought it was a really strong season. I'll give you a 5 for sure.
Yeah, so I mean, this season's when everyone started to kind of click together, and again, a lot of people said that it's really hard to like work with like a lot of the cast members on Friends because they were so cliquey.
Yeah,
and this is just
Selleck
kind
had
of
a big issue with that.
Huh?
I think Tom Selleck had a big issue with that. He was hoping to be one of them, and they didn't really let him in.
But like that's their friend. But that's how the friends are, anyways. Like they don't even
Real
let
friends,
the people in the show like very much into it.
Right.
Like you didn't see Julie in the cast a lot, and it was
True.
really awkward when they were because they were just like, oh, let's learn about everything about you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I really did like the story. Just kind of progressing with Ross and Rachel, and just kind of adding Monica and Richard into like the story too. Like that was a big part. Like the second half of the season. Everything else was just kind of side, but again, there was like super funny moments. Like this is one of my favorite seasons because just I use so many quotes from this. I honestly, before I watched this season, I thought like a lot of these episodes were in season 3 and season 4.
Me too.
But just having these very famous episodes like definitely helped this season out and just definitely helped the show out just in general. So yeah, definitely a 5 out of 5 for me. I thought they did a really good job. So like dragging Rachel and Ross out, like I know it was like some people get annoyed with it because it's just very tedious stuff.
Yeah.
But like when they finally brought them together in that episode with the prom video, I thought that was really genius.
Yeah, it's a great way to do it. Yeah.
So I guess the next thing would be the main characters, which is definitely just all the Friends cast.
Do we need to explain? Just 5 out of 5. Just move on.
Yeah, I'd say 5 out of 5.
Just move on.
So then now you have minor characters, which would be like Julie. I guess all the other side characters, all the other famous people that joined in. Richard. I thought Julie Roberts' character was hilarious.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I don't know. I honestly didn't like very many of them, and I didn't really like. I like Richard better later, when Chandler is like infuriated by him and like doesn't feel like a man around him. So this season I didn't feel like they gave him much of a character. The only episode I feel like they gave him a character in is when he was like talking about what's his thing that like what bugs him, and like how Monica has a lot of them. But I'm honestly gonna give this a 3. I thought it was very average. I think the only standout for me was Eddie. The other ones were just kind of there.
The standout for me besides Eddie was probably the crazy TV girl, the stalker girl.
Yeah, she was great. Yeah, she was great.
She's a famous actor. I don't know who she is.
Her name's Brooke Shields. She's in a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Other than that, yeah, I thought the weakest secondary character who had tons of screen time was probably Julie. I really wish they fleshed her out more.
Yeah.
I thought it would have made Rachel a lot more like crazy, and it would have made it funnier instead of just like throwing her in there randomly. I'm gonna go 3 out of 5 as well.
3 out of 5. Okay. I gotta go 4 out of 5 because I just like Eddie so much. Like again, he's one of my favorite side characters.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right, Julie. The reason why I'm thinking that they didn't bring out Julie is because they didn't want you to like Julie.
Right.
Like they knew what they were doing. They knew that they were gonna bring Ross and Rachel together. So they didn't they wanted that to be a big moment.
Yeah.
You know?
That's pretty common with most of Ross and Rachel's boyfriends and girlfriends throughout the show. They're kind of just one-dimensional characters because they just, they don't want to give much time to them.
Now, the minor characters in all these Friend episodes, they're not like great. Like you don't have really good characters. Brad Pitt's, I know, wasn't in this season, but he's a really good side character when he comes in.
That's true.
Paul Rudd, when he shows up.
Paul Rudd shows up,
he's
and
great.
he
That's
becomes
way
pretty much
later,
a main.
but...
Yeah, he becomes pretty much a main character in the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, a 4, but just because Eddie. If Eddie wasn't in it, I'll probably give it like a 2.
Okay. Acting.
It's 5. It's a 5 for me.
Yeah.
How do you argue with that? How do you argue with all the chemistry of all the characters?
I think the only reason it's hard for me is because I know they get better. Like the acting gets better through the show, so you know how much better it gets. So it's not perfect yet, but I can't really fault it for that. I give it a 5, I guess.
I want to go 4 just because of the side characters.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what side character didn't act good? Julie?
The monkey.
The monkey.
I thought Julie was pretty bland. I thought Phoebe's like husband was pretty lame.
What about the parents?
I love the parents.
The parents are good.
Yeah.
For me, I don't know if it's a 5 out of 5.
Do it. Give it a 4.
Give it a 5, Justin. Justin, it's so good. The acting is so good. Like when it comes to the main characters in this show, they outweigh. I don't know how you can argue that they would outweigh everything else.
But 5 is like I have to be just smitten with it.
How are you not?
I'm obviously not, so I'm gonna go 4.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Mix up.
So okay. When it comes to all the main characters, you're smitten with it.
Yeah,
and with the plot, you're smitten with it. But
the side characters kind of undo it for me. 1 point, John. Stop complaining.
Half a point, really.
It can mean the difference between me winning and losing.
Well, don't pick such a shitty show then.
This is not a shitty show.
Pick a show with better acting.
You all heard this. Justin said Friends is a shitty show.
All right, next up. Does it hold up?
Oh, yeah. 5 out of 5.
Yes.
5 out of 5, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you guys laughed. Don't even.
I'm just kidding.
You know who ruined it for you? Marcel. Ruined it for you? Okay.
The monkey just didn't seem
I loved
real.
it when they were singing in the jungle.
Yeah.
And he came to him.
That was pretty good.
Next up is desire to continue watching. Oh,
5 out of 5. Just move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 out of 5?
5 out of 5, yeah.
Yes!
All right.
Yes!
Last
so
category.
this is the last one.
Yeah.
I don't want to do humor, but I don't know another one to do.
Yeah.
Because we pretty much covered everything that's in it. I guess humor.
I mean, either way, the other one I was thinking was like chemistry. Like, how was the chemistry? But either of them are 5 out of 5 for me. So.
How many times did you guys laugh at? Did you guys laugh out loud at every episode?
I don't think I did many of them because I've seen it so many times, but I enjoyed every episode. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I laughed at the bracelet part.
Did you watch this with Carmen, or did you kind of watch this by yourself?
I watched this by myself. Yeah,
That's sad.
it is. All right. So what would you give it, Justin? I gave it a 5.
Yeah, it's a 5.
Yeah.
Did you laugh at every episode, Justin?
Yeah, there was always something to laugh at. There was not an unfunny episode. I found something that was funny. There was always at least one side story I really liked. So yeah.
Did you like that? All the exposures of everyone's secret, where Chandler has like a third nipple, and
That
he's
was
in a
pretty
porno?
funny, especially when Ross is sitting. They're sitting on the couch, and he's got the milk's gone. Could you fill me up?
That's good. That's good. Congratulations, John. You are tied now with the highest rated thing this year.
What was the first?
Well, it's tied with Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. If Justin would have given me that extra half point, you would have had the highest.
Damn it, Justin!
I knew what was. No, I didn't know.
Damn it!
All right. But yeah, great show. I can't wait to watch season 3. So, Justin, what are you watching next week?
Okay. We're gonna take a risk here. We're taking a risk. This is a
High
show.
stakes.
Oh god.
This is a show I really liked as a kid. It's not necessarily 90s.
Okay.
We're gonna watch The Muppet Show.
Ooh, very
What?
interesting.
I'm going really risky here. I love The Muppets.
Okay.
I think they're funny.
I mean, I did too, and I watched a couple episodes when I was little.
Never really saw it.
They're funny to me.
Okay.
I'm risking. I'm putting my neck on the line here.
Dude,
The
I'm
show
gonna
is very
win.
dear to me.
I'm gonna win, guys.
Let me say this, Justin. You are 30.5 points behind, and there's only 3 things we've watched this season that have gone over 30.5.
Well, I hope y'all like The Muppet Show.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
But yeah,
Oh,
I'm
man.
pretty excited for it. I liked it. This is the 70s. This is from the 70s, so there's
Is
probably
it?
going to be some outdated stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember watching this on the Disney Channel when I was a kid. This might not be all humor. It's very silly. It's a very early Jim Henson. This is his first big thing. Jim Henson had his local show, and now this is his big one. So this was the start of all the Muppet stuff. So
Okay. I'm excited.
Did y'all like the new
It's-
Muppet movie? Like the very first one they came out with?
No, I
With,
didn't. I didn't. No.
With Jason Segel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I like that one. It's
I
pretty
really
good.
liked it.
I didn't. I didn't like the new, and I didn't like the new show that they brought up either.
The show is bad. I liked the movie.
Interesting.
The movie was done with a lot of care, I thought.
Yeah.
I remember because the whole show is like skits.
Yes,
like it's
starting out live with puppets.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Kermit the Frog running the show every single night, and it's like skits.
Yeah, they always have
Right?
a guest star, like Steve Martin or Elton John or somebody.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, well, I'm excited. I don't know much about this. All right, John, where can you find us?
You can find us on social media, on Another Man's Pod, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can also email us at anothermanspod@gmail.com. If you have any questions for us, we have a Patreon as well. You can donate to our Patreon. All that money goes right back into the podcast. We do not pocket any of that money. If you donate to our lowest one, we will actually do a TV show or a movie, and maybe we will play a game that you would like us to do all that stuff. Well, okay, here's the thing. We have to give Justin like $20 every single episode to just be here. Like he's not free.
Very pricey.
So
Very pricey.
he's very pricey.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but we wouldn't have a show without Justin because we love him and we want him back every single episode.
We
They
do
just
love
need
them.
me so they the views.
We have a Twitch and what episode are we going to rewatch before the Muppets?
There's not anything.
There's not really anything like it.
How about Wayne's World? Another one of
There you go, Wayne's
Justin's
World.
weird. That was season 5. This season.
I was about to
season
say that
5.
was this season.
Yeah, episode 5. So
Watch whatever you want. We don't care. We're not gonna. It's not like we're
Just
gonna
binge our whole show.
there
We're
you
not
go.
gonna
right?
message you and go, "Hey, did you watch
No.
that?" Why not? You bitch, come on.
I would have went with Holiday Vacation or something like that.
What is Holiday Vacation?
Or whatever it's called. Christmas Vacation.
No, because you hate it. You hate
your
funny
worst
things.
opinion.
I hate that. I hate
worst,
that show.
the worst opinion you've ever had on the show.
If you want to watch me just like go off about how much I hate something, go listen to that episode.
That's
Christmas
how wrong he was.
Vacation.
Yeah.
That was a stupid movie.
That's probably your worst opinion you've ever had.
Stupid movie.
Since I've known you, I think that's the most disappointed I've ever been in you.
Dude, I told you I wasn't gonna like that movie before.
It doesn't
I
matter,
watched
John.
it.
You did.
This is the lowest point of, like, if there was a graph of me liking you, like,
That was the lowest point
it's
ever.
like, so here's the highest point, because I like you a lot, John. You're one of my best friends. And then
Hey.
you sit like Christmas Vacation,
Down.
and then you
Have
went
I
back
stayed
up.
there? Oh, okay.
Because brothers fight.
Kelsey told us what went down between you and Sharpay. I'm more interested in what went down between me and you, man. I was a jerk.
Yeah,
But hey, brothers fight.
they're still brothers.
Brothers fight. Still brothers. All right.
Okay. Yeah, if you just want to watch me like go off on them, and I have the right opinion here, they have the wrong opinion.
Whatever.
So it's not a classic movie. I'm just telling you.
Okay, shut up before I drive over the.
All right, so
drive over there
Muppets
and
next
punch you.
season or next episode.
Sounds good. All right, guys. We'll see you next week with the Muppets.
Peace.